As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be.
Oh man, it's 8 o'clock.
And so that'll make it a.
I don't need the spotlight. I shine just fine.
Hi, I'm Karma, and yes, I am a bitch.
Brav Bros. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brav Bros, your favorite podcast from the bros for everybody. For whoever wants to listen, I am your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by the one and only Big Bear McGarr. What's up, dude?
Big Bear McGarr over here, talking about the big bears today.
Yep, yes, we are.
We're going to get in that lake, and that's about all I got. I don't know.
I was hoping you had more.
I don't have more. It's the second episode.
No, you're right. You're welcome to episode 2 of the day, and both of these dropped today.
Yeah.
So you get to listen to 2 episodes.
Congratulations to you.
You're welcome. You see what we do for you?
Yeah, we do everything.
But if you haven't listened to it yet, our Vanderpump reunion part 1 recap is out. As we said in the episode itself, pretty solid reunion. Not the best, not the worst. I'm looking forward to one of these next 2 parts, as I said last episode. But this show, The Valley,
I was wondering where you're going with that.
You're
just going to do another Vanderpump recap.
No. Just setting up the scene here. This show, The Valley, is great.
Yeah, it's way better. It's a drastic difference.
Drastic?
What the fuck is
Drast.
going on, dude?
What does drast mean?
I don't know. I think it might be a word. I'm not positive.
Drast? You got to look it up
Drast.
right now. You got to look it up right now.
Drast?
D-R-A-S-T.
All right.
Well, if something's drastic, I guess drast would be, or am I just being dumb right now?
Drast is a word inherited in, what does it mean?
Yeah, inherited.
What does it
What do you
mean?
mean it's inherited by whom?
It just says like where it came from.
Oh,
The worst or poorest of anything. Well, nope, not that.
it's drast.
New word. Anyway, no, it's a huge difference going from VPR to this because we actually look forward to watching this. And again, we do like reunions because we at least get some sort of semblance of answers or resolution or whatever. But this is a show that we look forward to watching every week. And we have 2 of those on the network right now between this and Martha's Vineyard.
Yes, we do. And I gotta say, I like Zack way more than I did in the beginning of the season. I'm a Zack fan now.
Yep.
So when we start this episode out and my man's crying, I'm mad. Like, you gotta leave Fred Durst alone.
Leave Fred Durst alone. Honestly, I feel like the friends of, if you will, have taken a huge step over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Between him and Jasmine.
Jasmine's
Both have shown up. Both have found their own way. They're doing things. They're getting involved. They're having snarky remarks in the confessionals that we agree with. They've taken a huge step over the last couple of weeks.
Firmly agree. And starting out, like I said, Zack's still crying from last week because he's not invited to the baby moon. I'm just going to flat out say it right now. Janet sucks.
Yeah, she sucks. And she sucks as a person, and she sucks for this show. You can't alienate people who are on the show from a fucking cast trip.
No, especially right out of the gate.
Yeah, no.
This is the first cast trip we're taking. Cast trips are holy.
Yeah.
You must invite the cast to get the best drama out of it. If you have Doute there, if you have Luke there, and everyone's stuck in this Big Bear house, 2 things are going to happen. 1, some shit might pop off probably, or 2, you're able to solve this issue amongst the group. This is how you move forward with a cast. You cannot alienate and expect things to get better, but what you're seeing, Janet's trying to take center stage.
She's trying to take center stage, and I really don't understand how you're going to be, 1, a reality TV rookie, and 2, trying to take center stage and call the shots while alienating people and not showing up to events.
I don't know.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, that's not how this works. You need to show out your first season. You need to, 1, not look like you're doing too much, which you are already doing. And 2, you need to just see how things play out because this is the best way that you're going to get a taste of reality TV. You can't just actively avoid it just because you want to manipulate everything.
Agreed. And this is where you get the first great comment from Jasmine. Why are people not invited to this? 1. And 2, why is Jax giving a TED Talk on the matter?
Yeah.
Both very valid concerns. We agree with you wholeheartedly. Thank you for pointing that out. Doute highlights that this is a new side of Janet that she hasn't seen before. Again, interesting. Now the cameras are rolling. We're getting a new Janet. Do I believe that this is a new Janet? No. I believe this is who Janet is.
Yep.
I just think that you're getting it in your face now because she's trying to produce the TV show. But Brittany just says to talk to her, tells Zack, you just need to call her. Zack's confessional just goes to show you that this is who Janet is. He's like, Janet is not a low-key mean girl. She's a high-key mean girl, and she's really good at hiding it, which you could argue is the worst kind of mean girl. The worst kind of mean person, period. That's not just only women. It's just people that ride this high horse pretending to be a certain person. Meanwhile, they're behind the scenes talking shit and moving in shady ways. I despise those kinds of people.
Yeah. No, I think she's revving it up for the show a little bit maybe, but I still go back to that comment that Jason, her husband, made when he said that, yeah, when she got pregnant, she took a step back from her career and her new full-time job is gossiping.
Yeah.
So this has nothing to do with the show. This is just what she wants to do, and she has her two little minions that we'll get to in a second that I fucking despise.
Dude.
I can't stand those little douchebags.
Look, the one wasn't a party to it. He wasn't there.
Yeah, but he was a party to it when they're in the room later on the phone with
Absolutely.
Zack.
He doesn't get a pass. Don't get me
fuck
wrong.
both of them.
But fuck Simon and his stupid, ugly-ass pink Crocs.
Yep.
What a dick. He's standing there.
Dick.
He's literally standing there like
Fucking
looking
live
at them.
texting trying to hear.
That's insane.
And don't do it under the guise of, well, I was just trying to text Janet and let her know what was going on because she texted me. No, you're not giving her a temperature reading, as Janet says. You're standing over there trying to eavesdrop to figure out exactly what they're saying so that you can then regurgitate it to Janet. I just fucking hate it. Just get off the show. Like, you are the thirstiest dudes I've ever seen on a Bravo show. Just sitting over there with all your little actions in the corner, like, yeah, hang up on him, don't do fuck you, get off the show.
They were trying out without being asked to try out.
Yeah, no.
You're a party too, okay? You're a party too, Janet.
You're not getting paid for this show. What the fuck are you doing?
It's the Natalie thing from Martha's Vineyard. If you're not under contract, do not drive the storyline. It is annoying. You're doing too much. You're thirsty as fuck. Simon's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Flat out. Okay? And fuck your Crocs, buddy. All right? I did not care for him.
I hated them.
But we get Jesse returning from his ayahuasca trip out in the desert. In this moment, he seems like a changed man. You could argue that he may still be under the influence a little bit.
I thought he was.
Probably was. Comes in very zen.
Oh, dude, he had the fucking wool hat on, too.
Beanie on.
Oh, yeah.
Comes in. He's like, he goes through pretty much the most stereotypical post-trip discussion ever. He's like, it was super calm. I was very aware. Everything was energy, and I died. And you know what? I think it was an ego death. Meanwhile, Michelle's yawning. Does not care about this. Didn't care that she went on this retreat to begin with. She is so checked out of this marriage already that I'm actually starting to feel bad for Jesse. I agree. Jesse's an asshole. We have made that very clear. But Jesse's trying. Meanwhile, Michelle is doing some very shady shit that she deserves to be called out for that I will save for the end. We already know what it is,
but I told you. They weren't going to show the ayahuasca trip on camera.
I know, I'm bummed.
I know.
I really wanted to see at least like a glimpse of it.
Yep.
Is it like an Aaron Rodgers situation where he's locked?
Has to be. He's like in a yurt in the desert.
Well, but Aaron Rodgers was in a blacked out hut where you couldn't see anything.
That's just one of Aaron Rodgers'
3 days.
weird ass trips.
I know.
Yeah.
For 3 days, no sight, on drugs.
Yeah.
That has to be horrifying.
Yeah. Didn't work out too well for him last year, so
No, it
doesn't look like it worked out too well for Jesse right now either.
No, it's well, we move on. We get Janet and motherfucking Simon. I don't even know what the other friend's name is. I didn't care to write it down because I don't like these guys. I don't want them on the fucking show. But they're talking about Kristen's event, and she's like, I'm nosy, so I texted Simon at 5 o'clock, which I'm sure she did. She's like, why haven't I heard from you yet?
The event was 3 to 6, and I didn't hear anything, so I texted him at 5 o'clock.
Don't.
What?
Like, you're not invited. And
No.
she's like, or Simon says, both Kristen and Zack cried. And she goes, I can get Zack being upset. Then fucking invite him.
Yeah.
If you know he's going to be upset and you're not shocked that he was upset at this news, why would you not invite him? And this is where I'm like, all right, you're doing too much as a newbie.
Yep.
As a newcomer to reality TV, you should not be dictating who's coming on these trips.
Which is also being nice, too. We could actually say that this is who you are as a person and go after your personality, but we're going to say that you're not a good newbie.
No.
Because this whole fucking scene with the two of them sitting over there and like, all right, Kristen, why would she even think that she's going to be invited? Okay, fine. In a normal context, sure. But this is a TV show. You have to invite people on a cast trip. I'm not going to stop beating that dead horse because we need that drama there. Otherwise, and look, there's still going to be drama there because we watched it a little bit later, but I don't really want to watch Kristen and Luke go through a little relationship advice with some other guy. I'd rather them be on the trip.
I would rather them be on the trip.
Be on the trip and either figure it out or don't. That's how TV works. That's how these shows work. You don't get to be Queen Bee and tell people what they can and can't do. Not on a TV show. You call Zack, and thank God Zack did not grovel.
Not at all.
She wanted him to grovel so badly. She's in her confessional. She's talking to her little minions over there. She's like, it's just weird energy. Why would he come after me? Because you're an asshole.
Period.
And I'm so happy that Zack didn't say, I'm really hurt that I wasn't invited. I don't understand what it is, but I'd really love to be there for you. If he did that, I would have been like, I get it, but no, don't do that. Don't grovel.
He doesn't have to grovel. And he starts it out with, I think it's pretty weird that I wasn't invited on a friend trip. And she's like, first of all, it's a baby moon, not a friend trip.
Get off your fucking high horse.
And then I love that he called out Simon. He's like, your little friend in his pink boots is over here live tweeting the whole thing to you. And she goes the gaslight route. I was like, wow, you really do suck. She's like, Zack, you're coming in pretty aggressive for somebody who wants an invite.
Yeah.
Not the right attitude. You seem kind of entitled to this invite. It's like, what's your fucking problem, dude? Like, why are you being so mean to Zack, who you guys were
You're not inviting Zack because he helped out Kristen, who you don't like? That's your
so
problem?
Dumb. And your big problem...
And you're acting like you're the right one?
Well, she's saying that Kristen's not invited because Janet was excluded from the James May event. You started it.
You started this whole disinvite thing.
With the hibachi dinner or teppanyaki,
again,
whichever one.
Under normal circumstances, I get it. Maybe you go on for a couple of months of not inviting people to different things that you're doing, and then at some point you guys have to reconvene and talk about it to see if you want to be friends. Fine, do whatever the fuck you want in that context. This is a TV show. You don't do that. You figure it out.
You one way or the other. It either blows up or you solve it.
I'm also pissed at the producers here because you have to do it. You just have to tell Janet, she has to go. Or you tell Doute, you're going anyway.
I think my biggest qualm, honestly, you are here on this show because of Doute.
Yeah.
So...
if you're inviting Jax, too, who's doing the same shit, just not as loud and in your face, then you should invite Doute.
Well, Jax also keeps saying throughout this episode that Doute let slip about the text thing. We found out last week that's not true.
Nope.
So I'm so confused because other people
Brittany
know.
to Jax, back to Doute, back to Brittany. It's just it's Hell's Triangle. It's the worst blunt rotation of all time.
We get a quick scene with Kristen and Luke, and she's, where are my friends? Where have all my friends gone? Granted, you haven't been the coolest friend to them up until this point, so you shouldn't be shocked that there's some pushback. I agree you should have been invited because your beef was not directly with Janet. Janet seems to be the kind of person that when there is drama, she's going to jump on somebody's team so that she can keep pushing the narrative.
Yeah.
That's what she did. She saw Jesse and Michelle getting dragged by Doute. She climbed aboard that train, and now she's got a vendetta against Doute, which led to the non-invite to the dinner, which led to the non-invite to James May, which led to the non-invite to Big Bear. Again, you started that, not Doute. Again, when they were at the James May event, everybody there, minus 4 people. And by the way, Jason could give a shit if Doute's there or not.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Nope.
So 3 of the 4 people not there are the only ones that don't want Doute there. The rest of the group does, and the rest of the group wants Zack there. Zack had no reason to not be invited, and I will stand up for him and his helmet till the end of time now.
You have to.
I got his back.
Yep.
Because it's bullshit, but we get
This is a pro-Zack podcast.
Damn right it is, but we get the...
Pro-Zack.
You fucking moron. Well, we get the trip to Big Bear, and when they get there, Jesse's got a booze bag.
Yeah.
With coffee. He's got everything that you're going to need for the weekend.
Sure.
They made fun of it. Didn't hate it.
No, I don't hate it either.
I really didn't because he's right when he said, the Bordeaux comment was fucking stupid. You don't have to take it to the class. But you're right. To say that the house
Capri?
is stocked. Yeah, that's a Capri comment. That's exactly the Chateau Marmont comment. That's exactly what that was.
Does he really want to live near the chateau anymore, though?
He might see
Michelle's
Tarantino with his lady. I don't know.
Yikes.
I don't know. Sipping coffee, quote unquote. That's what they're calling it these days. But you're seeing a different side to Jesse a little bit where he's kind of all over Michelle. He's trying to be lovey-dovey with her. And you can tell,
She doesn't want it.
Not even remotely. It's
No.
like, this is our lovey-dovey, like, sex trip, like, blah, 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 like, reconnecting, haha, and she's, like, cringing as he's touching her, so don't think it's going to go well, but they all go their separate ways. We get the girls on the boat. We get the dudes on the beach is what I'm calling it. I don't know what you call it, a lake beach, lakefront.
It's still a beach, I think.
I think so, too,
A
right?
beach is just any
Sand
bit of
next
sands
to a body
next
of
to a body of water, yeah.
What about a rock beach? Because there's those, too.
What about a rock lobster?
I don't think that's pertinent here. If you want
Alright.
to sing the song, if that's what you're trying to do.
I was trying to get you to sing the song, but
I
it's
almost
okay.
did, but I didn't want to give it to you.
Okay.
I felt what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like it.
Is that where a rock lobster comes from? Rock beach?
No.
Rock lobster?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Just curious.
I think a rock lobster is a species of lobster that was turned into a rock and roll song. Like, he's a rock lobster.
I'm not familiar with that song. Can you sing it?
Nope. Nope. You can watch a Family Guy episode and hear it. But you get the girls on the boat, and Janet starts to discuss the events that have transpired over the past few days. And I love that Jasmine calls her out because Janet starts out with, well, Simon said, and she goes, oh, you mean your spy? And she reenacts the whole scene, and pretty spot on, I might add. Like, he's just standing there, like, live tweeting, live texting you, blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, I was being nosy. We know.
We know.
That's all you ever are is nosy.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, I don't think Zack should expect to be invited. Please indulge me because I don't understand why. And she starts to talk about how they haven't been that close. She got a weird feeling when he was talking about the comment, the Republican racist comment. We're back to that again because Doute called Zack out in front of everybody. All this says to me is Janet said some shit.
Janet absolutely said some shit. She's at the very least involved, and she definitely said some shit. And by the way, did we not get that scene where Kristen and Luke are talking about this and Janet is lurking and smirking?
Yes.
Did we see that?
I didn't.
I don't think I saw that. I think that this was like an extra scene added in there.
Oh, they do that though sometimes.
I know, and I really appreciated it because it was a camera panning from Zack and Doute talking about the comment about her throwing Zack under the bus for the racist Republican thing. Janet was standing right there and smiling.
I missed that. I must
You
have been
missed
writing
that right
something
now?
down.
Yeah, no, they panned across after that whole dinner, and Janet's overhearing what they're talking about and smiling about it. You're involved in this. That's at the end of the day. It might be a whisper down the lane. I don't know what the hell's going on, but you're still involved in this. So the fact that you were brought up in that conversation is true. So I don't know what you're so pissed off about.
I don't either. He called you out.
Yeah.
She called you out. That's all that happened.
Not only that, but you're talking to Jasmine, you're talking to Jax, you're talking to fucking anybody that's going to give you any piece of gossip information. We haven't seen what you're going to do with that gossip yet.
We just keep getting montages of you gossiping.
I think you're just jealous that Doute and Jax do know the gossip and they're telling everybody and they're getting the cameras on them.
I think you're right. And Jasmine says,
God, I bet you she's pissed off at the end of this episode too because Jax is the one talking to Michelle.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God, she wants to be that person so bad.
Yeah, I bet she did. And now she missed her opportunity. But
On her baby moon.
yeah, on her.
All times.
It's not a friend trip. But Jasmine points out, like, you're in a good place with Zack. So by not inviting him here, you are taking a shot at him because that's saying that while you are working through it, you're still not that close. And if you talk to Zack, he is under the guise that things are going pretty well.
Yep.
So this is a huge shot to him and an unnecessary one.
Yep.
It's not like you're doing couple activities. He could have been on the beach with the boys or he could have been on the boat with the girls. Like, he gets along with both parties. So like, you could have done either. You're drinking at a house in Big Bear. That's what you're doing. This isn't some big sentimental trip. If it was framed that way, okay, fine. And if you were actually a nice person, you would have called Zack a week before and said, hey, we're doing this trip. It's all couples. It is not personal at all.
Which, by the way, a baby moon is supposed to just be the couple that's having the baby.
Yeah, so you're setting
maybe
your own
some
rules
family.
now.
Maybe you have a friend there. I don't know what you usually do. I'm not very engulfed in baby moon culture, but I imagine it's probably just two people going on a little trip.
That's what a baby moon is.
So the only reason that these couples are here is because of the TV show, which brings me to my next point, which I'm still beating the dead horse. It's a fucking TV show. Just invite everybody.
I agree. But as Jasmine's trying to get her point across, Janet, you gonna let me talk or no? Like, whoa.
Yeah. Now you're snapping.
Whoa.
Yeah, no.
That was unnecessary.
Nope.
And Jasmine's also not even being mean. She's just bringing up valid points. And I think that's pissing you off because you know she's right.
And in the back of your head, you're like, I should have disinvited Jasmine too.
Yeah, Jasmine is no longer
couples
coming
trip,
on any
right?
trip. Thank you.
Jasmine's girlfriend's not there.
No, she's
It's
not.
just Jasmine.
Yeah, dude.
Uh-huh.
Brutal. But we get to the dudes, and they're talking about the allegations against Michelle allegedly texting and hanging out with another dude, somebody we don't know.
Someone else.
Could be
a movie star.
Bay, could be Quentin Tarantino, could be a movie star. It's just a celebrity.
Tell you who it's not, Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, it's not Leo.
Nope.
Why do
She
we
is
know
not
that?
25 or under.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. So it's not Leonardo. That's the only one we can rule out definitively.
Yes.
Is it's not Leo. It could be any other
Could
celebrity.
be anyone else.
Let's hear your takes. Who do you think it is, audience? But again, he leads off with Kristen told me. It's like, nope, she didn't. You told Kristen, but whatever. That Michelle's texting another dude. I love Jason's response. Why are we being little bitches about this? He's right out there. Can we just fucking tell him, please? And it gets to the confessional. And this is really interesting that he's married to Janet because Jason is anti-gossip, anti-rumors. He's like, we've already had this spiral out of control with the rumor mill. Can we not repeat the same
Could
behavior?
honestly just be like residual effect of sitting around and listening to Janet talk about gossip all day. And he's like, I can't deal with it. Because Janet just keeps bringing up different things. And she's like, I really want to know what's going on over there, but nobody's going to tell me anything. And then he's sitting on the beach and the guys are just willingly giving up this gossip. And he's like, fucking just tell them.
Just tell.
I don't want to do this anymore.
He's right there. I'm so sick of it. But Jax keeps reiterating. I know what he's doing. He's trying to protect himself because Jax is a veteran in this game. He's like, it's coming out of Doty's mouth. So, we can't, who knows? But it's like, but it didn't come out of Doty's mouth.
It came out of your wife's mouth or your mouth. We're not really sure whose mouth it came out of originally.
Came out of Michelle's mouth.
But I'm pretty sure it didn't come out of Doty's mouth right away.
In my brain, from what we've seen, Michelle told Brittany. Brittany told Jax. Jax told Doty. Doty told Brittany. Doty told everybody.
Yeah. I think.
And Jax told everybody.
And Jax told everybody. But Doty's the one who said it loudest.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, she got to a point where she was pushed. That's what she does. Like, that's why you got to be careful when Doty knows stuff, because if you piss her off, it's going to come out.
Yeah.
That's why you don't tell Jax or anybody close to Jax any kind of rumor, because then he just starts going to work. How am I going to drop this the correct way? How am I going to drop this to get the most clicks, get the most views? What are we doing here? What's my plan? He walked us through his process 2 episodes ago.
Yep.
This is the Jax method. This is what I do. So this is what he's doing right now. And he's also putting it out there that he keeps reiterating that it's Doty doing it so that he has something to fall back on. Well, it's not me. I'm just, don't kill the messenger. That's what's happening.
Yep.
But we get to Kristen and Luke and their premarital counselor that was given to them by Danny and Nia. So if anybody's good at their job,
it's Danny and Nia. Well, it's this guy.
It's this guy because of Danny and Nia.
Danny and Nia are good at their job, and their job is being married to each other.
They're great at that.
Great
job.
at it.
They're fantastic because we love Danny and Nia. So this is a guy that I actually trust. And this was a productive conversation.
I thought so.
I did too. He's asking them the hard questions that they are not good at talking about. And I don't think it's Luke's fault. And Doty admittedly is like, I don't like this kind of stuff. It's too serious. It gives me the ick. But they're very valid questions when you're planning on bringing a child in. Have you talked about finances, families? Where are you living? How about your support system? All of these things are a big, big, big question mark. So I'm curious what they're going to do with this information and what steps they're going to take after it. Because their relationship is very intriguing to me. I'm not sure why, but it's just interesting to watch.
It's definitely interesting to watch because they don't talk about anything. And when they go to their own confessionals, they are saying 2 very different things.
Yeah.
Luke is saying that he will never live in Los Angeles. And yeah, maybe I'll be here for the time being, but I can't be here long term.
I can't be happy
I can't even fish. What am I supposed to do? Doty's over there saying, well, yeah, I'll be able to get him to live in Los Angeles. Like, no, you guys are saying 2 different things and not talking to each other. You're telling us more, the audience, than you're telling each other.
Well, it's the first time we've heard her say, like, maybe I don't need to live in LA for my entire life.
Yeah.
So maybe
it's not good for your health.
Maybe that's an inch.
A lot going on.
Maybe there's a little bit more wiggle room to have that conversation. I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. But we get to Big Bear Beach, and everybody's out there. Triple B. Big B cubed. That's what they call it. The locals call it B.
Well, I said triple B for triple D.
Oh, Diners, Drivers, and
Yeah,
Dives.
yeah.
You know, I learned how to cook from Guys Grocery Games.
Fuck yeah.
That is 1,000% true.
Awesome.
I didn't go to culinary
Way to
school.
go.
I watched countless episodes of Guy's Grocery Games.
Good for you.
I know. Yeah, so thanks, Guy.
Thanks, guy.
Hey, what a guy. Fieri.
That guy actually is your guy, pal.
That is my guy, pal. Thanks, Guy. But we get a weird moment of like Jesse and Michelle play fighting. I think that there was some actual animosity there where they're like, haha, like, haha, like, I kind of want to punch you. I'm not going to.
I think Jesse's willing to have animosity towards anybody on the cast at this point.
Yeah, he's got
He
like
is very fed up with his life.
He's got like tequila rage at the moment.
Yeah.
He's jumping into Danny and like he put Danny in like a towel chokehold.
The fuck was that?
I
Yeah.
don't know. He kept fucking with Danny and like, look, there's dudes that do that. You know, the wrestle guys. We all know them. They're kind of annoying, especially when
annoying
they
as
get,
hell.
Yeah, they get drunk and they fucking put you in a headlock. You're like, oh, okay, stop. So I totally get why Danny was frustrated with it, but Jax, the way he talks to his wife, dude, is just like, it's worse than Brock because there's a more condescending tone to it.
Yeah.
She's playing a video of Cruz at swimming class. He's crying. Your kid's crying on the phone. She's playing it, watching it. It's not that big of a deal. And she's like, oh, it's so sad. That's my son. That's your son. And Jax is like, can you just turn it off? Turn it off. Turn it off.
We're on vacation. I don't want to even hear about the kids.
Yeah, bro.
Like, what are you doing?
And she's just like, I'm not allowed to have any feelings. I can't feel anything.
No, it's
Jax
just
is like,
every
you're allowed
scene.
to feel it. They blah, blah.
Every scene, honestly, every individual scene that we see with the two of them, he is so annoyed at everything that she does. And
Yeah,
it's tough to
dude.
watch. And now it's spilling over to the group settings where he's just completely condescending towards everything that she's doing in the group. And it's starting to bleed over to everybody else looking like, what the fuck is going on
Jasmine
here?
has her confessional. She's like, what the fuck is this?
It's terrible to watch for us, the viewer. It's terrible to watch when you're like in real time. What is this dude saying to his wife? Why is he putting her down like that? Like, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, Jasmine goes on to say, like, if my girl ever said that shit to me, which she never would, by the way, but if she ever talked
Respect for each other.
correct, if she ever talked to me like that, it'd be a big fucking problem, and it should be. Like, it's not okay, and that's what's sad is it's like Brittany's in a place where it's just like, because we see in the car on the ride home, she's like, are you good, Brittany? She's like, yeah, it's every day. Like, it's just something I got to deal with. It's just Jax being Jax, and like, it's fine. I move on. I don't think about it too much. Like, that's not healthy. You don't have to live like that. And I'm glad that they got separated. And again, regardless of how people may feel about Brittany, like, no one deserves that shit from that fucking guy.
Yeah.
With his half beard, mustache, weird combo because he can't grow facial hair. You're not balding. Your face is balding. I don't know why. And I guess this is like the drag Jax Taylor hour, but I can't imagine looking in the mirror with that facial hair set up and being like, yep, that's it.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Absolutely looks great. If he's going for some sort of, I imagine he's going for some sort of pirate look. Like maybe he wants to be like a
Captain Jax.
He wants to be a
Captain Jax Sparrow.
Jax Sparrow. Yeah, I was actually gonna say he wanted to be like a Johnny Depp like stunt double or something.
Captain Jax Sparrow. Ugh. But
President didn't call his bar Captain Jax.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Make it pirate themed.
He's got a huge portrait up on the wall of him in like some Captain Morgan thing.
Yeah, you nailed it. You 100% nailed it. But even on the ride back, Brittany gets fucking car sick and has to like throw up outside. She's not drunk. We didn't see her ripping shots on the boat. Didn't see her drinking on the boat. She said she's had zero alcohol.
Even Janet said, you're very clearly not drunk. We would know.
Yeah. And her response when she gets back in the car is, don't tell Jax, please. He'll get mad.
That's awful.
That's terrible. You're constantly living in fear of the reaction of your shitty husband. Like, that's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And on the dude's car ride back, Danny's not cool with Jesse doing all that shit on the beach. And he doesn't have to be. Like, that's fucking annoying. And had Jesse been like, I'm sorry, dude, like, I'm drunk, I'm just trying to fuck around, like, that's my bad, would have been squashed.
Yep.
He keeps trying to, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but clearly Danny's upset about it. So just acknowledge it and move the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. He just fucking keeps escalating it and being a dick about it. So
he does that, and then he goes to his confessional where he's not drunk, and he doubles down.
He's like, he's just way too sentimental.
Yeah.
Way too sentimental. Like, is that what he said?
Sensitive.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
Way too sensitive.
There's sensitive guys, and Danny's definitely one of them. Danny's a little too sensitive.
Most sensitive guy.
Danny's the most sensitive guy that I know. It's like, no, you're just fucking annoying and you're a prick.
Yeah, don't jump into people and fake fight people. It's just not fun. Right? You're in your 40s, guy.
Yeah, stop.
Whatever. But the last scene is what we've all been waiting for, and that's Jax and Michelle And the big bomb is being dropped. And that is Jack's very, very shyly. I don't want to say this. I
Carefully?
really don't want to say this. Like, I can't. I just, oh, man, but I have to get this out. I really have to
Very
get this out.
direct, but careful. Like I don't know what he was going for with that
He's
whole.
just trying to set it up so that he doesn't get fucked. Like, that's how he always does it. And he goes and he says, look, Kristen told me. No, she didn't. But Kristen told me. Also, he's wearing his number one guy in the group sweatshirt. Everyone's advertising these days.
Yep.
Everybody's advertising. I don't love it.
I don't love it either.
I don't love it.
Nope.
No, do that on your own time, not my time. When you're on TV, that's my time.
That's my time. It's our time.
But he says to her, look, when Kristen gets to the bottom of the barrel, she wants to ruin lives. He's putting everything on her. These two are friends.
Yep.
They have been friends for years, knowing that they do this shit to each other. That in itself needs to be studied. And that's why I think they're in love with each other.
Yeah, that's
and you always look at me like I'm crazy when I say Jack's in love with Doute, but there's
something there.
Toxic bond that these two have together that cannot be explained by science.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but
what is it? It's bizarre.
It's a new emotion.
How do you I need to know how you watch that back. How Jax watches back certain things, and both of them are like, nah, that's my friend.
Yeah.
That's my bestie.
Well, it depends on the timing. They might have each other blocked on Instagram or on iMessage.
That's my point too, though. Yeah. Even when they're blocked, because Doute said that when we interviewed her. She's like, "Oh, he blocks me all the time, but we're friends." I'm like, "That's not normal."
No, that's weird.
I need some kind of documentary. I always get back to documentaries. I need documentaries.
Like a psychologist to just watch endless scenes about Doute and Jax and just try to give us their best idea of what the fuck's going on there. Unless they just go crazy from watching all of those scenes, which is a possibility.
I would love to be able to hire like a part-time psychologist that we could have watch the shows with us and give their breakdown of it.
Get like the psychology corner with
with
Dr.
the bros,
whoever.
With Dr.
You're gonna name the doctor?
I was trying to think of a doctor that we've seen on the show, and I can't. Oh, with Eagle Woman.
Yeah,
with Eagle Woman on the show, and she could break it down from her stance. That would be great.
Try.
Jax drops the news. It's been brought to my attention that you've been texting with this celebrity and maybe hung out with this celebrity, and she's like, "Well, I met this celeb down at the chateau. We talked, we texted, and I met him for coffee." And he goes a little bit deeper, and he's like, "Well, it sounds like you were like sending sexy pictures to him, this and that." And she's like, "Well, I was." Hard stop.
Yep.
Move on to the next episode. Now, my question to you, because from what it seemed like, it didn't seem like that sentence was finished. Do you think she's flat out copying to it? Or do you think there's a follow-up sentence where it's like, I was texting, but I didn't send anything bad? Or do you think she's like,
no, I think that she did. I think that she sent them. I think
no, she absolutely
she
sent
definitely
them.
sent them. I think that what it's going to be, I think the cover up is that it's not recent, it's not current. It was last year. It was when she was considering moving out. It was when her and Jesse were going through their first rough patch. I think that's what it's going to be.
I think she's going to go that route.
I think maybe the celebrity that she got coffee with is recent, and the cover up's going to be, in my profession, selling real estate, it makes sense to like have these sort of connections, and I'm going to do this. What?
No, I agree. I'm saying it's grimy. I'm making
you gave me the face of like, we're going to cut that.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
No, it's just fucking grimy.
Yeah, no, it is grimy. And I think she's going to cover it up that way. I think the whole risque picture aspect of it all is going to be a different person. And that was going to be last year. Now, whether that's true, I don't believe it, because if you're going to tell me that you're doing all of these things and you did that before, I'm not going to believe you.
I'm not going to believe that there was a gap in between.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to at all, especially given the fact that we're watching you on screen right now, completely checked out of your marriage and not trying at all with Jesse. And again, Jesse's this too little too late grand gesture. I'm going to go out in the fucking desert and do ayahuasca, and that's going to save our marriage. That's not how that works either. So you're an asshole as well. They're both assholes. It's just who's the bigger asshole, and we talk about that all the time. We'll find out at the end of the season, by the end of the season, who the bigger asshole is.
No. You
don't think so?
I think we will, but I think for me, it's cut and dry. Look, was he a saint by bouncing and going out?
Yeah, if he's not cheating on you.
That's my point.
Yeah, that's a completely different thing.
There's never an excuse to get to that point.
Right.
If you have not had a conversation of where is this going? Are we okay? If there's a separation and you go out and date or whatever, okay, at least you have that
something
to fall back on, I guess. But if there was never a conversation had about where you currently stand with your husband, your spouse, then absolutely not. She's the bigger asshole because
Correct.
until it's over, there's always hope to fix the marriage because it's a fucking marriage.
Yeah.
So if this comes out to be true and there's no Jesse cheating,
Then she's the bigger asshole. Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
But a riveting episode.
Very riveting.
And a riveting season. And next week, I feel like that you always get that moment in the season where it turns and everything starts to just jump off every single episode. I feel like we're at that point.
Episode?
I think we're going to start to get the oh fuck moments. And I'm looking forward to that on this show because I think given the fact that Doute and Jax are steering the ship, it's going to be colossal when they drop these bombs. Let's get to some questions.
Going to start off with Steph Bam Frizzo.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is a little fun. Do you think Janet will change her tone if she is brought back next season?
No,
I think
double down.
Yeah, I think she's going to double down. But if we do get a big confrontation at the end of the year and not everybody's taking Janet's side, because we're starting to see, obviously, Zack is going to be on Doty's side. Jasmine's starting to shift. We don't really know what Danny and Nia are going to do if they decide to get involved at all. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when she realizes she's not the center of attention and not everybody's on her side. She might try to downplay it a little bit and change a little bit next year. That's what I kind of think is going to happen.
I think it's going to depend on, I don't know if she's fully aware that she's trying to go toe-to-toe with Doty.
Yeah.
Doty is reality royalty in a lot of ways. Like, she's a salty vet, dude. You got to be careful if you take a swing at the king or the queen, you best not miss. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Not a question, but more of a statement of fact here from Madison Santofanti. I think Jax is trying to gaslight Brittany and others to think that she has a drinking issue, knowing that their marriage is over for custody purposes when they get a divorce.
Oh, I think that he's doing that, but not for custody.
I don't think it has anything to do with custody. I think he wants out of the marriage and he's trying to paint Brittany like this terrible alcoholic.
Yeah, that's all. I don't think it has to do with the kid because I don't think he wants the kid.
I don't think he wants the kid based off of that video thing.
No, I'm not going to say he doesn't want his kid. I will say I don't think he wants the kid full time.
Yeah, no. I'm going to save that one for the end. From Exactly. Janet's friends were trying to be cast on the next season, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they were trying very hard.
They failed. Simon stinks.
Here's a good question. This is a good discourse from Shafara717. Who's the bigger gossip, Janet or Doty?
Janet.
I think Janet, inherently wants to gossip and wants to know all the information, but it depends on what you mean by that because Doty will blurt it out and she'll use it as some sort of weapon.
Yeah.
I don't know if Janet will because we haven't seen her do it yet. She keeps compiling and compiling and compiling. She might just want to know what's going on and then talk amongst her friends, her weird fucking minions that we saw. I don't know. I think once you weaponize it, that makes you a bigger gossip.
That's fair, but see,
semantics, kind of.
It is, but I think that it makes you a bigger gossip when you move in sneakier ways and you try to hide it.
Yeah.
When you pretend, that's the thing. We know who Doty is.
Yep.
Doty knows who Doty is. Janet's trying to paint the picture of, I don't want to be involved. Meanwhile, she's texting her spies at the party, having powwows with them on the side, setting things up, talking to Zack a weird way, which was not... I don't know. I think Janet, dude.
Yeah.
At least Doty's up front.
I know. From M. Corinne, who's the number one guy in the group on the Valley right now? I think Danny. Zack is 2.
Zack 2. Danny 1, Zack 2, Jax 3.
Jax 3. I'm gonna put Jason up 3 for now.
Nah, Jason's not.
He doesn't do enough. Yeah, I guess we'll put Jax 3.
Jax is moving the needle.
Number 3 guy in the group. Get that sweatshirt.
That's actually a funny fucking sweatshirt.
Wait, actually, we have to do one more. I mean, I don't watch this show, but this is kind of funny. From fbms.gingy.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
Did you know that the twins, I assume Danny and Nia's twins, are the babies on young Sheldon?
I saw that the other day.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't watch that
someone
show,
else. I don't either. But yeah, somebody pointed that out to us.
Pretty fun.
And I forgot about it because my brain doesn't work very well. But yeah, that's, showbiz, babies.
I like that.
Yeah.
And last one here from CCS_PA. When will you be doing jockstrap reviews?
That's Nick. That's my client.
Oh, is it really? All right, cool.
That's who did the doors.
Oh, hell yeah. Good doors, Nick.
Yeah, we got doors in our studio now so that we're a little more soundproofed in here. But yeah, Nick, you're probably not listening to this, but if you are, Martha's Vineyard episode, I'll be wearing a jockstrap.
Yep, there we go.
Under my shorts. Let me clarify that again.
Yes.
But I do need to give it. I told Preston I would give it a fair shake, so I will do just that.
Gotta
But
do it. But that's all I got. You got anything?
no, I fully accepted that is no longer my sentence to say.
Yep.
It's a sad day in Steele's world, but hey, it's all about growth. Adapt, overcome, move on. That's what I always say.
Good for you.
I say that all the time. You've heard me say that.
Way to evolve.
I evolve.
Oh, you evolve.
I
evolve.
evolve. Evolve. Bro, bros out here.
Later.